Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me. Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace. Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and
Oke. Ini shrine kalau nggak salah. Iya, moral ya. Oke. Oke, moralnya naik. Jadi ini buat battle kali ya.
Drawn here by blood's scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm, I won't allow it. Attack!
Who is traveler whose body now littered the roadside? They had the look of pilgrim who found misfortune after crossing paths with the stray of Spala. The bandit had slit their throats, leaving the bodies to rot under the sun. They likely have known that the stench would attract the attention of flesh-hungry scavenger, thus exposing the next passer-by to horrific death. Clearly, this realization hadn't bothered them in the slightest. Oke, kita lawan monster geng. A trophy is a unique type of card, and you can have only one in your deck at a time. The trophy will also appear on the battlefield at the beginning of the match. Okay.
Broad daylight, with the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord, and great caution we must exercise.
This is okay. Roll effect and a given roll can be any positive and okay. Later on, you will get all itu sebar. Okay.
Raymond, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, Your Grace. It's the first I've seen of any such thing.
Armor bolts.
These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first, until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Fearsome they look, true, but they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
So fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
Ini so far kayak masih aman ya. Gameplay awal, cuma nanti mulai complicated.
Aye.
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Lyria!
Curses. Strong as steers they've grown, and they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses. My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Kita lanjut ke game ketiga. Nah,
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there. Yet another abomination.
No, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
damage all unit on the enemy row by this unit armor. Ada this row. Oh, ini masih tutorial.
One boat already.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Give me a time.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Oke. Ini masih mudah ya, gengs. Nanti kerasa sana-sana makin sulit. My beloved, please write as soon as you reach the temple. I know only 2 weeks have passed, but my heart weighs heavy with thought of you. Our home feels empty without you. I hope our offering, the modest, will please the mother goddess. With her blessing, we shall have a child at long last. If not that, you make us loving a father as husband. Please be vigilant and return to me soon. However, yours, Frilke. Oke. Oke.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires. They call themselves strays? Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, bride. To there no bandits here. Not surprising, neither. We build a bridge.
Oke. Oke, fast travel. Baik.
Lady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns, like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them to raise an hand against the Queen. Thank you for listening to this tired bag of bones. Folk haven't lent
to raise your hand.
Oke.
Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Have mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Ini sih pilihannya memang antara memang ini tegas atau kayak wise gitu. Kayaknya deh.
Hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name before long.
This is an outrage! Guards, grab him!
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, no.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits, whom do they follow?
Him, my lady. We seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name them? A Gleaton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady, I've no ire for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
The choice you make will have consequences. Some may be felt immediately, while others may take time. Choose carefully. Apa nih, geng? Sini ada kemungkinan kalau kita incet ini, kemungkinan nanti dia nambah jadi recruits di resource kita. Kalau ini kayaknya enggak deh, kayak moral deh. Kalau ini kayak kita kan dapat apa-apa. Kayaknya aja deh.
The Duke of Dogs fed you, so you've strength enough to carry arms. And as he gave you coin, you've no need of pay from the realm's coffers. Sergeant, all men of 15 summers or more will join our ranks at once. They'll serve 5 years.
No, milady, no. 'Tis mere weeks to harvest. Who'll tend to fields?
Meve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
Oke. Wah. Ada ini nih. Oke, ini kita harus ke atas tuh. Set. Mutar banget. Oke.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, your grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept.
Your Grace, two of your subjects humbly request aid. Yarplug and Wilmer. They called themselves. Seems a wagon axle snapped, and they need to hurry to the market. What are your orders? Di moral. Kita sih butuh duit ya sebenarnya. Jadi kayak ya deh. Okay. McQueen, a stay of Spala, was found inside the dwelling. He was wounded during the siege of Hawksburn, abandoned by his comrade. The location of the spoils is over to share. That is, kita dapat ini, Pi. Oh, apa deh? Temuraya turun. It's okay. Yang penting kita dapat sesuatu.
That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rock slide!
Puzzle, special rules, shot on battle, custom deck. In a flash, Reynard leaped for Meve, wresting the queen from his head. Had he arrived a moment later, Meve would have met her fate under the massive boulder. Alas, she was not yet free from danger. The entire escarpment had begun to collapse under the road. Along with the ample wall that stood atop it, the scream of crushed and dying soldier cast a more somber shadow upon the queen. Here she needed to collect her wits and act quickly to establish control over her unit. Okay, some battle are subject to special rules set. Whether okay.
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your grace, the wagon. We can use it as cover. Forward. We must move it forward.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
Armor won't say.
Okay.
One vote.
The wagon. Use the wagon now.
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
Okay. Ini masih simple ya, gengs. Ntar bakal lebih rumit kayaknya.
Damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meve glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meve asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady.
Replied the cartman.
'Twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. Came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out a grave. We've taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will.
Replied the queen. Though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, your grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company. Even on such an important mission as finding a witcher.
Meve replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice.
The queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Okay, here is the main part of the tutorial. From now on, you're on your own. Good luck. Oke. Gitu dong. Okay, so far so good.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnie tune that. Just the folk of me on shite. Off to Wetterton, are ye?
Ini ada sesuatu nih. My lady, the local cave treasure is hidden within the cave. We can send a small detachment to learn what truth there is to the woman. I must admit at first glance it appears rather treacherous. I can guarantee everyone will return in one piece if at all. Dapat inilah. Jelas kita butuh uang, gengs. Oke, kayaknya monster. Oke, kita belum terlalu kuat. Kita coba ke kota dulu.
As they neared Wetterton, the queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed.
What is your command, your grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
Kita
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late.
Jadi kita niatnya nolongin si non-human gitu lah. Cuman telat. The battle will last only one round. Okay.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones.
Spawn 2 light infantry on the right. Human move on the other row, damage random enemy by 5.
Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Can't take it anymore.
Kita coba serang dulu ya. 3 ya? Itu udah.
We must trust each. Strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob. God save us! There's killing everyone. Run for your lives!
Happily, Meve restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Spala are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished.
To whip the guilty party.
Your excuses I cannot accept.
Said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Meve's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding?
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony.
Ya kita tadi aku sih memang jujur prefer milih dan human ya, nggak tahu sih. Tapi tulisannya kayak itu adalah pilihan yang buruk, evil choice. Who cares, man?
You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they can... You hanged good folk today, ma'am.
Ya. Akan kesini lawan monster. Apa
The
nih?
Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw off your grief.
Oke, kita bakal nyerang nih. Puzzle, special rules, shorten battle, custom deck, kill the grave hack. What exactly was the monster Meve encountered at the cemetery? The inhabitant of the Wetterton called it Mana. They believe it to be a she-elf raven made after her children were killed. From the time to time, she would return to the grave to light candles, lay flowers, and make an offering of human blood. Every turn on turn start, destroy the lowest unit. Wow, okay. Damage all unit on this row by 4. Spawn a base copy, okay. Damage all units on this row by 4. Play a copy of each adjacent unit from your deck.
Our spirit's willing, a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
What? Oke. Ini kita ulang lagi deh. Kita salah. Kita salah strategi, gengs. Tenang.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. I'm a monster. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Oke.
Lyria!
A lesson in humility coming now.
Oke.
What was that filth?
The queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace,
Replied Reynard.
but to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will...
Oke, kita dapat kartu nih.